Hello students, this video is part 2 of chapter 16 Water. In this video, we will cover the topics of depletion of water table, water management, advantages of rainwater harvesting and effects of water scarcity. So let's start. Here in the previous one video, in the part 1 of this chapter 16, I explained that what is depletion of water table. So here again we will start with depletion of water table. Means the water which we draw or take out from the ground for various purposes gets replenished naturally by the seepage of rainwater. Means depletion means getting down, decreasing of water table. So as we know that if you will take much and more water from the groundwater from the water table, the water table will get down. That means depletion of water table. But here what, if we will, the water which we take from the ground for various purpose, it replenished naturally. How? Due to the rainwater, the water falls on the ground and the soil of the ground absorb, means seepage means absorb the water naturally, and this way what, the level of the groundwater be maintained. So the water table at a place does not get affected as long as we draw as much water as is replenished by natural processes. It means the water table, if at any place, if the seepage of rainwater is being there, means replenished by natural resources is there, then what, the water table will not get affected if, as long as we can draw the water from the water table, means from the groundwater, as much as water we can take out, because it is replenished by natural processes. However, in many areas, water table may go down if the groundwater is being used at a faster rate than it is being replenished by the natural processes. Means what, in many areas, what happening there, that what water table may go down if the groundwater is being used at a faster rate. Means if the groundwater is continuously being using more and more water is being taking out from the groundwater, and the groundwater is being used at a faster rate. So what will happen? The water table will go down and faster rate than it is being replenished by the natural resource. Means the speed which it can replenish by the natural resources, and more than this speed, more than this rate, if the groundwater is being used at more faster rate than being replenished, so what will happen in this condition, the water table may go down. Means less water getting replenished and more water drawing out from the groundwater. So it's obvious that the water table may go down. So some of the factors which deplete the water table at a place and making it go down are as follows. Means so some factors are there which are responsible for the depletion of water table. So first factor is increase in population. As we know nowadays on the earth, in the world everywhere population is getting increased. So this is one of the main reason for the depletion of water table. So human population is increasing day by day, we know it, and to meet the needs of an ever increasing human population, more houses, offices, schools, shops and roads are being built. If more population will increase, so need of the people will also increase, and to meet the needs of people, human population, houses will require, offices, schools, shops and roads will being built. This all construction will require water. So these construction activities need a huge supply of water. As we know that in the construction activity, during the construction times, too much water is required. So borings are made at such construction sites to reach the water table. So in these areas, in the construction sites, borings are made. So directly the water can come from the groundwater and can fulfill the water need during the construction time. And to draw more and more groundwater, means directly from the boring to more and more water can be drawn from the groundwater, and this causes the depletion of water table, because more houses, more constructions will be there, more buildings will build, so more borings will be there, and due to this more groundwater will be drawing out, and due to that naturally it's obviously the water table will get down. Okay, so this is one of the reason that increase in population. Second reason is increase in industries. Now what it causes in the depletion of water table? See, the number of industries is increasing continuously, which draw a huge quantity of water from the ground, leading to the depletion of water table. Because of the industries in industries what product get formed and all. So during for the production of the things and production of the new products and all, what water is also required. So if number of industries is increased, nowadays number of industries also keep on increasing continuously, and which draw a huge amount of water from the groundwater. They also take the directly the water from the groundwater. So this also causes a depletion of water table. Third is increase in agricultural activities. Nowadays agriculture, because with the increasing of the population, what will require food demand will also increase, so that increase in agricultural activities. So here with increase in population, the demand for food has increased manifold. Means it's obvious that what, because of the increasing in population, the demand for food will also increase in manifold. Means in many types what the demand of food will increase. A majority of farmers depend on rainwater to grow crops. Means majority of farmers, they depend on what? They depend on rainwater to grow crops, because in normal days, other than the rainy season, the water is not much available on the ground, so that what, they depend on rainwater to grow crops. But due to unpredictable rainfall means it is not necessary that every time in every year and every season good rainfall will be there. So unpredictable means sometimes less rainfall, sometimes good, sometimes high. So due to unpredictable rainfall, they depend on irrigation methods. Now what is irrigation method? Means to give water to the fields of the plants and all, that is irrigation. So they depend on irrigation method. Now in this what happens, in many places the canal system may suffer from the lack of water due to the erratic rainfall. Means what, to give water to the agricultural activities and all, canal was used to build in the previous time. So what, canal system may suffer from the lack of water, because if water will not be there present in the rivers and all, so that canal will also not get the water. So lack of water will be face the problem. Canal system will face the problem of lack of water due to erratic rainfall. That only, unpredictable rainfall means not proper rainfall. So nowadays farmers use large quantities of groundwater by digging deep tube wells to cultivate crops. Means what, so farmers again, they also depending on groundwater. So they do the boring, they digging deep tube well, so that they can also directly take the groundwater to cultivate crops, to give the water to the crops. This result in depletion of water table, because all are taking the water from the groundwater, making borings and digging deep tube wells and all. So all are, if you will use the groundwater directly, so what will happen, the water table will get down, it will decrease. Then the fourth is deforestation. Now how deforestation affecting the water table? See, cutting down a large number of trees at a place is called deforestation. We know that cutting down a large number of trees at any place, this is called deforestation. So this leads to failure of soil to hold moisture. As we know, plants or trees and all, forest, their roots hold the soil, and if roots can hold the soil, the moisture present in the soil also be hold because of the roots. If plants and trees will less, so what will happen? Failure of soil to hold moisture means the moisture will not be able to get in the soil due to the less soil hold of trees. What helps in holding the soil at any place? So what, there will be failure of soil to hold moisture. Then the water just runs off on the ground surface. Means, because as we know, plant body and plants roots, trees roots, what they hold the soil and they absorb the water run on the ground. If so what will happen, plants and trees will less, so whatever the water during the rain time which is running on the ground, so what if less plants root will be there, they will not be able to absorb the groundwater, so all the water will just run off on the ground surface. This water will not be of use. So in Cherrapunji, Meghalaya, which is one of the places that receives the highest amount of rainfall in the world, means at the Cherrapunji at Meghalaya, what highest amount of rainfall in the world it occurs, means this is the place where highest amount of rainfall receives. But then too, it faces a shortage of water because rain runs off fast down the deforested mountain slope. Because this area is mountain slope, so there all the water from the mountain it will run off, and all the water will run off from this area and there at this place no water will left, because water what it flow, water will flow, so it will flow from the deforest from the mountain slopes and all, it will run off, and all the water will run off, and then to this place will what having the water shortage problem. So this was the reason for deforestation, also a reason of depletion of water table. Now one more reason is there scanty rainfall. Now scanty rainfall means less rainfall, no rainfall we can say. So here India is a vast country and the rainfall is not the same everywhere. We know that what India is a vast country, a very big country, but rainfall is not the same everywhere. We can't say that in every state or in every place or in every cities or village what same amount of rainfall is there. No, because some regions have excessive rains while some other have very little rainfall. Means in some regions what very excessive means very good high amount of rainfall, but at some areas very less rainfall, very little rainfall. So excessive rains cause flood, and those areas where excessive rains here, there what it cause floods, because all the water will simply run off and will collect at any area, so it can cause floods. Whereas the some absence of rains results in drought, and those areas where little rainfall is there, it can cause absence of rains results in drought, and it can cause droughts. Okay, so some regions like Rajasthan, northern Karnataka, Kutch in Gujarat and Odisha are prone to drought. Means these areas have little rainfall and they are prone to drought. Means these places drought is means mostly probably drought occurs there. On the whole, about 18% of our country is drought prone. Means if we see on the whole, means out of 100, 18% of our country is facing the problem of drought. Okay, so besides rainfall is not even every year, and we means rainfall we cannot say that every year a good amount of rainfall will be there. So sometimes the rainfall is far less than the average rainfall. Sometimes what rainfall come, but it is far less than the average rainfall. Whatever we require, average rainfall what we require, sometimes that more less than the requirement amount of rainfall only be there. So insufficient rainfall is called scanty rainfall. That here mean to say that what insufficient rainfall means more than less than average rainfall, that when rainfall is there, when rain is there, so that is not sufficient for the all needs. So that rainfall is what insufficient rainfall, and it is called as scanty rainfall. When there is scanty rainfall, when there is scanty rainfall, less water seeps into the ground. If water scanty rainfall will be there, means insufficient rainfall will be there, less rainfall will be there, so less amount of water will absorb into the ground, will seeps into the ground, and in such a situation much more groundwater is drawn out by the people for various purposes. And we know that if less rainfall will be there, and if water demand is much, so what more and more amount of groundwater will be drawn out, and it will make what water table down, and that do not get replenished by rainfall. And due to insufficient rainfall, that groundwater which is already taken out from the people, it will not be replenished with the same amount water which we have taken out, and it will result in the depletion of water table, and this will result in the what depletion of water table. So there were the 6 factors which are mainly responsible for the depletion of water table. So to escape from such conditions and such problems, we need to do water management. So next topic is water management. Means we should manage our ways to use water, so that what we can save at least some water for the future use. So every year 22nd March is celebrated as the World Water Day. It means what every year we celebrate 22nd March as the World Water Day. On that day we we pay the attention towards the water management system, that we celebrate this day to attract everybody's attention towards the importance of conserving water. Means it make us remind that we should pay our attention towards the importance of conserving water. Means how should we conserve the water, and what are the importance of conserving water. So there is a general consensus that for satisfying individuals' personal and domestic needs such as drinking, washing, cooking and maintaining proper hygiene, it means what this is a general consensus. Consensus means agreement, means there is a general agreement which satisfy individuals personal and domestic needs. Mean it make us to get idea and to satisfy that individuals personal and domestic needs. We need water for personal and domestic both, such as what? Drinking, washing, cooking and maintaining proper hygiene. Water requirement is about 50 liters per capita per day per person per day. Means what? If we see overall one person, means if we see the average per person for the all the purposes, whether it is personal and domestic, for both the purposes 50 liters of water can be required per person. So what? So here today the world is heading towards a water crisis. As we know that the world is heading towards a, means the whole world is facing the problem of water crisis, means lack of water problem. Okay. So according to a recent United Nations report, the supply of clean and fresh water is depleting at such an alarming rate. Means what? Supply of clean and fresh water means that water supply system of clean and fresh water, because it comes from the water table, groundwater, so it is depleting, means it is decreasing at such an alarming rate, means at such a rate that in some regions within 30 years about 2/3 of population will suffer a moderate to severe water crisis. Means in the coming 30 days or 30 years or within 30 years, about 2/3 of population, means from the whole population 2/3 part of the population will suffer a moderate problem. Of which problem? Severe water crisis, means no water will left and the people will be facing this problem. They will they will be in the problem of water crisis. So what? A water crisis means what? A water crisis is defined as a situation where there is a fall in the availability of usable water. Means water crisis is that situation where there is fall in the availability of water, usable water. Means like what? Groundwater table, it is available, groundwater fresh water is available there, so this water table will get down, water table will fall. So this problem we can say water crisis, such that there is insufficient water to satisfy normal requirement. Means insufficient water will be there to fulfill the normal water requirements, water will not be sufficient. So this problem we can say water crisis, and it is also known as water scarcity, and this problem we can say more water scarcity. So here in the water management, first comes rainwater harvesting. Means harvesting means to save the water and use for the future. So we can save the rainwater and we can use it for future. How we can save, how we can do all this, there we will discuss. So one way of increasing the availability of water to overcome its shortage is rainwater harvesting. Means one way we have to increase the availability of water, how we can increase the water available on our ground and all, to overcome its shortage is rainwater harvesting. Means to overcome with this situation, with this problem, we can have one idea, one way is rainwater harvesting. Means the process of collecting rainwater from roofs and street corners and storing it for later use is called rainwater harvesting. Means we can collect the water from roofs and street corners, and then we can store this water and we can use for later use, and this process is called rainwater harvesting. In this method, water is collected in percolation pits and recharge wells so as to recharge groundwater. Means now in this method what's happening, water is collected in percolation pit. Now what is percolation pits and recharge well system? This I will show you in the picture. Here we can see in this picture, this is a house terrace, and there rainwater is collecting at the roof, so that this concrete roof, here all the water is collecting, and this is all water is run off through the pipe and collecting in one underground system. Okay, one underground tank is there, concrete storage tank. Okay, now that all the roof water, all the rainwater from the roof is came into the underground water concrete tank. Now in the underground concrete tank also one tank type system, one tank type well type tank type has made, that is what percolation pit. Now this is cutted, but it is actually percolation pit, where what the water, all the water it is in the ground, underground. So all this water will absorb, and through the soil, through the underground, it will absorb, all the water will collect here. So here what coarse sand, gravel, means here what sand is there in between, coarse sand is there in between, gravel is there, and broken bricks are there. So that what in the spaces will be there in between broken bricks and gravel and all. So this all this water will go and here, and it through here it will filter. This is doing a filtration system, water is getting filtered here, and from here again one pipe will be there at more down in the on the ground, and through this pipe all the water will be going down in under the ground, and it will be make a level of ground as a groundwater. So this way we can save water and we can increase the level of the groundwater by doing the recharge. This is we can say recharge system. Why? Because new water is coming as rain water, you know, and this water we are storing it in a tank, and this tank is going making down water and making water to going down into the soil, and it is absorbing in the groundwater form, and this way the groundwater can be increased, it is getting recharged. So this is the very good way to save water for later use. So this is what rainwater harvesting. So this is an ideal solution to water problem in areas with inadequate water resources. Means this is very ideal solution to fulfill the water requirements and to with an inadequate water resource, means not required much resources, and we can do this process to save water for later use. Now rainwater harvesting may be advantageous due to the following reasons. Now it is due to the following reasons why rainwater harvesting is important. First is the water table can be raised by rainwater harvesting. As we know, if we will save the water for later use, and if we directly putting the ground water pipe into the underground tank and all, so it will increase the water table. Water table by rainwater harvesting, as we can see here in the groundwater, the water is getting stored. The water table will increase here. Then it reduces the runoff loss of rainwater. Means if more water will be stored and it will be used for the putting down a recharge system of groundwater, so what less water will run off on the road, so loss of rainwater will be less there. Means it reduces the runoff, means runoff water will be less of rainwater. Mostly rainwater will be saved and will be stored. Third, availability of water supply for irrigation and other purposes is also maintained in dry months. Means as we know that water supply we require for irrigation and for other purposes, so that water we can use for irrigation purpose also, which and for other purposes is also maintained in dry months. In dry months means in those months which we require much water and we cannot get the water directly from the available fresh water. So for that, during that time also we can use that stored water for this purposes. Then it reduces flood and topsoil erosion. What flood? It reduces flood. Means more water, rainwater will be saved, so less rainwater will run off, you know, and because of the less water rainwater runoff, it will not cause its flood, it will reduces the flood and topsoil erosion. As we know, when during the runoff water on the road, it erase the soil layer also, so topsoil erosion will be also less. Then it reduces strain on other modes of water supply. Means as we know, on other modes of water supply system are there, means taking the the water from the groundwater and from the river and all, so it will reduce strain. Means on the other modes of water supply, what it will get the solution to fulfill the water, and to we can use that water for later use. So on other modes of water supply, less pressure will be there, so it reduces strain, means it reduces pressure on the other modes of water supply, because this way also we can get the water for later use. Then it increases the availability of clean water, and rainwater is clean water. It increases the availability of, as we know, the clean water we mostly get from the groundwater, river and all. So rainwater, if we will save for later use, will feel stored, so it increases the availability of clean water. Okay, now one was the rainwater harvesting, second is prevention of wastage of water. Means we should do less wastage of water, we should prevent the water from being waste. Okay, so the wastage of water in households, commercial buildings, schools and public places can be prevented by closing taps when not in use. We know that we should close tap when water we are not using, when it is not in use, we should closing taps. So from these places, if we will make this habit and repairing any leakage from pipes, this way also we can save water. Third is reuse of water. So the treated wastewater can be used for watering means which is already what wastewater water we have used, it is now wastewater. So this wastewater we can use for watering lawns and gardens, washing vehicles and floors of the buildings, and for construction purposes it for construction purposes, which helps in saving fresh water. Means once you have used water, if it is not become so dirty, so this water you can again reuse for the other purposes. So this way also you can save water. Fourth is revival of Boweries. Revival of Boweries means Boweries, you can see this is what actually it is Bowery. So at many places in India we have an age old practice of water storage and water recharge system like the Boweries. Means in the ancient India and in before some years before what ago, this practice was happening to storage water and to make the water recharge system like Boweries. Means what, here water is getting stored, and when water will stored, the soil under the ground, what the water will seep, the water will get absorbed and will increase the water table. So Bowery is a step well in which the rainwater is collected and stored. As you can see, step well, it is step by step we can go down, and this is a step well. Actually it is like a well which is a step well, and it is stored all the rainwater in it. Okay. So it provides water to the people during drought periods. Means during the dry months, during the drought period, it provides the water to the people. And due to the acute water shortage faced by the people in some, acute water shortage means not proper, है ना, insufficient water shortage, है ना. So due to the not proper water shortage means not proper water available at some area. So what, because of this water shortage faced by the people in some places, Boweries are being renovated, and Boweries started to be renovate and to make it repair, so that all the rainwater can store and we can use this rainwater for the later use. Then here in 1985, Jodhpur faced an acute water shortage. Means Jodhpur faced the water shortage problem, a major water shortage problem. So what, the government was thinking of shifting the people of the city to another place. So the government was thinking to shift the people to another place, and then Boweries were cleaned up to tide over the problem, and there whatever Boweries were present, all Boweries were cleaned up and again repaired, so that they can overcome this problem. So this way also we can save water. The next is drip irrigation. Now what is drip irrigation? Plants need sufficient water to grow. As we know, as we need water to for our many needs, so plants also require water and sufficient water to grow, है ना. Like we need sufficient food to grow, plants also require sufficient water to grow. If what, plants will not get up sufficient water, they will not grow, they will not get good health. Means the plants will not grow properly. So plants absorb water through the roots. As we know, plants take water through the roots, and drip irrigation is a technique for watering plants by making use of a system of narrow pipes or tubes with small holes which deliver the water drop by drop directly. Means drip irrigation is that technique of watering plants, is that process in which making use of a system of a narrow pipes. As we can see, this type of narrow pipes or tubes used, so that what, with small holes, okay, with small holes in there, small holes are there, from there water comes in a drop. So through these pipes, through these small holes which deliver the water drop by drop. Means as we can see, the distance between the plant is same, and here as we can see, this circle is what, wet area in the on that ground where the water is coming out in drop by drop now. So this gives in the water in the drop by drop, so not much water is wasted, and only which is required much amount of water only will be coming out from the pipe. So this way we can see, thus wastage of water is avoided. Means due to this method, due to this practice, the wastage of water will be avoided, and this system allows the water management system. Means this system allows the less water being wasted from the drip irrigation process. So here this is how drip irrigation process been done, and how it happened in the areas. You can, as we can see, through the pipes the small narrow pipes are going, and very small holes are there, at which this drip in drop by drop the water comes out and gives the water, so that what through the directly through the pipe not very much amount of water will go, and this way we can save the water. Now last sixth one is construction of dams. Okay, dams also help in the water storing system. How? An artificial wall built across a river which allows the water to collect behind. Means an artificial wall built across a river which allows the water to collect behind and to store in a reservoir. In a reservoir is known as dam. It is known as dam. As we can see, this is a wall which is across the river. It is built, and it helps to store water at place, or to hold water to get flow from the river. So a system of artificial canals channelizes water from the reservoir to the region downstream for irrigation. As we know, canal system is there, canal, so that from this reservoir, from this reservoir, the water we can channelize through the canal. This water can go through the canals, so that what reservoir to the region downstream for irrigation. Means this canal water we can use for irrigation, because more water will run off from the river and will collect at any other places where water is not much required. So through the help of dam we can store that water, we can hold water, and this water we can use for the area, for those area where the water is required. Rainwater or river water can be prevented from flowing away by constructing dam. Means if all the water will be flowing and will collect at such area where water is not much required for irrigation purposes, so dam help to make this water stop, to hold from flowing away, so that we can use this water for the purposes where the much water is required. So the dams control floods, provide water, and we know the dam what control flood. During the flood time, when the wall we closed all the gates of this dam, so that water can stop at that area, and it will reduce the floods. And provide water for irrigation, as we have seen that how it can provide the water for irrigation. Industries solve drinking water problem, means through the dam also we can take the water. If water will collect at this area, we can take this water for drinking water. It can solve the drinking water problem, especially during summer season. And this dam water help to generate electricity also. So these are the advantages of construction of dams. Now last topic is effects of water scarcity. If water scarcity problem is there, what effects it can cause? So many effects can be there, as we have seen that non-availability of food. Means water, if less water will be there, so availability of food will be less also. Why? Because plants also require good amount of water to grow, sufficient water to grow. So the plants cannot carry out the process of photosynthesis without water. If water will not be there, and for the photosynthesis process plants also require water, so plants will not be able to carry out the process of photosynthesis in the absence of water. So they cannot make food for themselves. If plants will not be able to make food for themselves, and if plant will not be able to grow and will not able to survive, how we will get the food without plants? So animals directly or indirectly depend on plants for food. As we have seen, know that we are directly or indirectly also depending on food, and without plants animals will also have no food. In animals, humans also we can count that without plants animals and humans will not get food, and if we will not get food, we will also not be able to survive. Second, non-availability of oxygen. Means, as we know what, when we breathe oxygen in and we leave carbon dioxide out. And plants, what does? Plants give oxygen out and breathe carbon dioxide in. So less number of plants will be there, so availability of oxygen will also be less. We know that oxygen gas is released in the process of photosynthesis, as I just now I told you that. So without photosynthesis, no oxygen will be released by green plant. If photosynthesis process will not there without water, so oxygen will also not be released, and hence no oxygen will be available to animals and humans for breathing. And oxygen will be very less, and we can say no, it will not be available for the humans and animals for breathing. And if oxygen will be less in the atmosphere, we will also not be able to survive without even oxygen. So and the third is less rainfall. So trees and green plants release trees and green plants release a lot of water vapor into the atmosphere. As we know, the water is present in the leaves of trees and green plants. So in the trees and green plants also water is present, so they release a lot of water vapor into the atmosphere through the transpiration process. That means, as we know, the normal water vapor get evaporate, so this we can say evaporation. Due to the heat it gets evaporate. So due to the heat, the trees and green plants, from the green plants body also the water get evaporate, and we say this, we call it as transpiration. So this water vapor helps in the formation of clouds in the water, and this water vapor helps in the formation of clouds in the water cycle. So trees in the forest help in bringing rain, and the deforested area receives less rainfall. So what trees helping? Ultimately trees helping in the bringing rain back on the earth, back to the earth. So what if less number of plants will be there, so less rainfall will be there, and they deforested area always receives less rainfall. Good forested area will receive good rainfall. So these effects we can face due to the water scarcity problem. What? Non-availability of food, non-availability of oxygen, and less rainfall. So these are the main effects of water scarcity problem. I hope you understood well, children. Thank you and take care.